you guys have a favorite type of cheese? Because I sure do. I've always enjoyed a little bit of cheesy pasta with a side of Parmesan. And that's my favorite kind of cheese of all. No matter how many types of cheese I see in the supermarket, I always reach for my favorite. So I want to bring to you a piece of cheese called the Big Cheese. The thing about this cover is that it has a big cheese wheel in the front. And I always thought it was a Parmesan cheese because of its color and how bright it looks. However, I've come to realize that this cheese might be a little snack cheese that you can find at your local supermarket. So I encourage you to think about what kind of cheese this is as we dive into this book of real cheese dairy. The Big Cheese. Now we're gonna find out exactly what the Big Cheese is and what he's doing to win all of the time. They call me Cheese, the Big Cheese. Oh, say it with me please, the Big Cheese. Ta-da! You'd better believe it. That's right folks, I'm the biggest, cheesiest piece of cheddar around. I'm really something to behold. Take a good look at me. Are you seeing what I'm seeing? Have you ever observed a more impressive cheese in your life? It's not just my stature either. It's my presence, my vibe, the energy I emanate, the excitement I exude, the way I fill the room, or a theater, or a stadium. Wherever I go, I cause a fuss. Heads turn, jaws drop, gasps are audible. That's why they call me Cheese. Oh, say it with me, please. The Big Cheese. Ta-da! You'd better believe it. How'd I get such a good, or should I say, Gouda representation? Well, I wasn't always such a big shot. I grew up in a crowded platter in a tiny kitchen. I was an unremarked little curd. We lived quiet lives of pastration. But I wasn't happy with the status quo. Oh no, I wanted to make a big old name for myself. So I resolved to becoming the Big Cheese. I wanted the praise, the cheers, the spotlight, the attention, the ovations, the celebrations. I set to work, and before long, I was on the fast track to success. I dressed to impress. I shredded the competition. I stole every show. Then I'd brag nonstop to anybody who would listen. Hey, did you see me score that goal while I was literally yawning? What's the secret to my success? Well, I stuck to the things I was good at. That way, I couldn't possibly fail. Did it get a little boring, never trying anything new? I suppose. But it didn't matter as long as everyone agreed I was, oh, say it with me please, the Big Cheese. Ta-da! The thing about saying that he's the Big Cheese is I think that should be a trademark sentence, the way he says it. And the Big Cheese never tried anything new, so he couldn't possibly fail. He wasn't bad at anything because he didn't do anything he was bad at. But then one fateful day, I met Wedge. He was new in town and he seemed to be my exact opposite in every way. He was quiet, I was loud. He was shy, I was bold. While I dominated conversations, he kept to himself. I didn't pay much attention at first, because why would I? I was too preoccupied with being the center of my universe. But then, without warning, everything changed. Here's what happened. Every summer, our tiny village staged an all-cheese cathalon. Guess who had first place trophies for the last 6 years? Oh, say it with me please. The Big Cheese. Ta-da! You'd better believe it. This year, the opening ceremony started at 5 a.m. sharp. I was fully primed and prepared to prevail. First up was a foot race. I zipped to the lead. Within seconds though, there was someone on my heels. I could hear his breath, the pitter-patter of his agile feet. It was Wedge. I could not believe it. Oh, he was fast. Not just fast, but skilled, disciplined. He paced himself. We were neck and neck for most of the race. But when I slipped on a rogue pebble, Wedge swerved, sped up, and beat me by a nose. A cheese nose. So what if, for the 7th year at a time, the big cheese doesn't win? Then what does he do? What does someone with such a big ego do when he loses for the first time in his life? In 6 years, he's never lost. But all of a sudden, at running, the one thing he's really good at, he seemed to lose to a new cheese. Have you ever felt this way? Where you thought you were super good at something and all of a sudden someone else beat you at it? Well, let's think about it and come back. The big cheese. Now that we've gone through something the cheese is super good at, let me tell you about their sequels. So there's the bad seed, the good egg, the cool bean, the couch potato, the smart cookie, and the sour grape. How we're gonna do this is I want you to come up with a food you super like, or just one thing you can think of. For me, it's a donut. I've been craving a glazed donut. So how could I say it? I'd say the sweet donut or the round donut. And I want you to create something your food is super good at. So for the donut, I'd say it's super sweet. Or if you were to pick something like a raspberry, you could say the sweet and sour one. And I want you to draw a cover just like this one of something your favorite food is super good at. Thank you for coming along to this week's reading of The Big Cheese. And I hope you create something with your favorite food as well. See you next time.